Thank you so much, Caitlin, for coming to share the lunar Samhain with us. This full moon yoga is going to be amazing. And I am going to turn it over to you.
All right, thank you. And this is Caitlin with Karma Yoga, and I'm thrilled to be teaching this full moon class. It's our Taurus full moon, well, super full moon in Taurus. And super moon just mean it's going to be way more intense than usual. It's going to be super bright up in the sky. I saw it last night. She was beautiful. And so with it being in Taurus, Taurus rules abundance and sensuality and our strength. And the theme of this full moon is um, so right now, you may be feeling like you're feeling that pull to want to slow down. But of course, everything like around you is going crazy, going chaotic, especially we're moving closer to the holidays. A lot of things start getting ramped up during that time. But Taurus, like I'm Taurus, we're very slow with our intentions and everything. And so it's calling us to slow down. It's calling us to be present. We may be experiencing changes or shifts in our relationships, like the dynamic of our relationships. And this, whatever we see that is leaving or making its way out, that is our clarity, the clarity that we've been looking for, that we've been needing. This full moon is going to amplify that. So it's about slowing down, being present, getting the clarity that we need, releasing any old patterns that could possibly be holding us back, trusting our body and our intuition, and just focusing on our inner stability, not the things around us, like our emotional stability, not like, financial or material or anything like that. Because, you know, it's all comes from within. It's all within us. And so that is what we need to be focused on. And not, we just need to trust the process. Trust your body, and just be focused on that and not, anything else around us, really. So that is what this Taurus super full moon is telling us that we need to do. And so Taurus also, which so as far as our chakras go, Taurus rules the throat chakra, but also the heart chakra. And so I did this class from the heart point of view, so that way we can open our hearts to, be able to let go of those old patterns, old relationships, again, just letting go of the things that no longer serve us and having our hearts open to be able to receive everything that is about to come to us. So with that being said, we're going to get started, and we're going to start with um, our like a three, we'll do it three times, and it's just going to be our breath. We'll do box breathing. So, you'll inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then pause again for 4 seconds before we start over. So you can either keep your hands by your sides or your hands can be on your knees. We'll straighten our spines, lifting our chins forward. Your eyes can remain open or they can be closed if that's comfortable for you. And we'll start just by rubbing our hands over our knees. This signals to the body to come to the present moment, remembering that we have everything we need right now. And anything else off of this mat can wait. So we will begin by inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, and exhaling. And just pausing here for a second and remembering too that when we inhale, your belly should expand outward. And then whenever you exhale, your belly button will go back towards your spine. So just trying to remember that throughout the class and then, just throughout every day too. So again, we'll do that 2 more times, inhaling for 4 seconds. Holding for 4 seconds. And exhaling. One more time, inhaling. Holding. And exhaling. And you can come to stillness. And oh, also, I would have blocks or bolster straps or anything like that nearby. I will be using cues for those throughout the class as well. And I've got my one right here with me. So from here, we are going to do some side bends and some twists just to get a little more warmed up. And so we are going to inhale for a flat spine again. And I'm gonna start with my left hand. So I'm just gonna place my left hand next to me. My right hand is gonna come up. And on the exhale, we're gonna lean or bend over to the left side. And we just wanna take a breath here, opening up our right side body. You might even feel this stretch in your hips. And we'll inhale, bringing everything up. And then we'll drop that right hand this time and exhale, sending our left hand over. And same thing, taking a deep breath here. And inhaling everything back up and then bringing the arms down. So we'll do our twist here. I'm going to start with my left hand again, or no, this is my right hand, sorry. My right hand, and I'm going to place it on my left knee. And then I'm going to take my left hand and I'm just going to place it kind of behind me. And we're going to inhale for that flat spine. And on the exhale, we'll begin to twist, just sending our gaze off to the side. And if this is enough, staying here. Or if you want a little more, you'll inhale and exhale again. And then maybe on that exhale, you'll twist a little more, sending your gaze behind you. And we're all still breathing here. On your next inhale, we'll bring everything back forward and then we'll do that on the other side. So taking my right hand this time, or no, my left hand, placing it on my right knee. And then that right arm is gonna kind of come behind you. And we'll inhale for that flat spine. And then on the exhale, we're going to twist, sending our gaze off to the side. And again, staying here to do your breath work if that's comfortable or if that's enough for you. And if you're wanting a little more, on your next inhale and exhale, gently twist a little more, sending your gaze behind you. And breathing here. And on your next inhale, bringing everything back forward. And then we'll just do a few neck stretches here. So again, inhaling for that flat spine. And on the exhale, you're going to drop your left ear over to your left shoulder and just checking in with your shoulders here, making sure that we don't have them shrugged up to our ears. And you'll take a breath in this position. And then on the next inhale, we'll bring the head up. And then we'll exhale that right ear over to right shoulder. Just taking a few breaths here, releasing any tension in our neck or our shoulders. And inhaling back up. And then we'll exhale, bringing that chin to chest. And this helps stretch out our shoulder blades and our upper spine and neck area. Just taking 1 or 2 breaths here. And on that next inhale, bringing your head back up. And we're going to make our way over into our tabletop position. Probably should turn my mat the other way, but that's okay. And having a blanket or a bolster or even a pillow or even an extra mat for underneath your knees. And go ahead and spread those fingers wide, maybe gripping the ground with the tips of your fingers. Just getting really grounded here. Also like pushing your feet or the tops of your feet into the ground while you do that. Making sure that your hips are aligned with your knees and your shoulders are aligned with your wrists. And we will do about, we'll do like 5 cat-cows here. I'll do it slow at first and then we'll, link our breath to movement and speed it up just a little bit. So we're going to inhale, dropping that belly towards the ground, chin coming up. And on the exhale, we'll just dip down a little bit and then bringing that belly button up towards our spine, chin coming down. We'll inhale into our cow. Exhale into cat. Arching our backs like a cat would. And this is just stretching out, those shoulder blades and everything for when we do those heart openers here in a minute. So we'll inhale for cow again. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And one more time, inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. And maybe this time when you exhale and squeeze that belly button up towards the spine, you just squeeze a little more if you would like. And coming back to that tabletop position, from here, we're going to do what's called thread the needle. And so just having a block again or a pillow nearby if you're wanting, to maybe place it underneath one of, each one of your shoulders whenever we do this. So I'm gonna start with my left side first. And we're just gonna inhale, opening up our left side body, raising our left arm. And then we're gonna exhale, threading that underneath that right arm. Right arm is gonna come out forward. And just coming down as far as it's comfortable for you. Like I said, having a block maybe underneath the shoulder or a pillow or a bolster. Your head can come all the way down to the ground if that's in your practice today. And just taking 2 deep breaths here. And inhaling, coming back up into that tabletop position. And then, of course, we'll do that on the other side. So inhaling, opening up our right side body, lifting up that right arm. And on the exhale, we're going to thread that underneath our left arm, sending our left arm out forward. And then just coming down as far as you're comfortable. And just taking a couple of deep breaths here. Again, these are also, really good for stretching out those shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, bringing everything back up. And so from here, you have 2 options. You can either take your blocks or your bolster and use them to help you stand up off of the ground, or I am going to tuck my back toes and I'm going to lift my hips up into a downward dog position. Ooh, my hips popped. And when you're ready, either once you're standing up, coming to the top of your mat, or from your downward dog, just walking forward to the top of your mat, and then just staying in this forward fold type position. You can have either your blocks underneath your hands if you need to bring the floor to you. You can even, your legs don't have to be completely straight. There can be a slight bend in the knee. And we're just going to hang out here for just a second. Just releasing any tension in the neck or the shoulders, stretching out our hamstrings. Maybe ragdolling it here where you grab opposite elbows and then just gently sway side to side. And when you're ready, and coming to stillness, and we are going to just slowly begin to rise, lifting everything back up and coming to a standing position. And we're gonna flow through a couple of warrior poses here. So have your block next to you just in case you might need it. And I'm gonna actually start with my left foot. So I'm gonna take my left foot, I'm gonna place it in the center of my mat. And then I'm gonna take my right foot and put it behind me, almost like you're in a lunge type position. No, in the way. So you'll be, well, your leg can remain straight for now. So your front foot is going to be facing, like the top of your mat. And then your right foot is going to be turned, as if you were like standing straight. So just finding your balance here. Maybe again, like trying to, lift up all 10 toes and dropping them all down, just trying to really ground ourselves here. And once you found your balance, either placing your hands on your hips or placing your hands up into a T position for our warrior 2. And we're going to inhale. And then on the exhale, we're just going to bend into that front knee. for our warrior two. And always remembering like we can, come in and out of this as we need to. Our leg does not have to remain bent the entire time. It's good to inhale that leg straight, exhale it back down. So we're building strength and resilience here. So it's good to do that when we're practicing. And so back into our warrior two position, we can take either our strap from here. So if you have a strap and you need it, go ahead and grab that. And we're gonna grab our hands behind our back. And we're gonna inhale. And on the exhale, we're just going to slowly begin to hinge at the waist, coming down only as far as you can, or even if you want some blocks to hold on to, that's perfectly fine. We're coming down for our peaceful warrior position. And just breathing here for a moment. And coming back up on your next inhale. And again, straightening out that leg if we need to right here. I know, because since I taught this earlier, my legs are already screaming. So we'll have that leg straight for a moment. And then we'll bend back into it and either taking your elbow and placing it, resting it on that front knee, or even taking your hand, putting it on a block. And then we're going to take our left or our right arms and send it on over and up, reaching towards your walls. Trying to check in, making sure we don't have those shoulders shrugged up. And just thinking about grounding here, building strength, all those things that Taurus is about. And when you're ready, coming back up, straightening out that leg, coming to your top of your mat and just shaking it out for a second. So we'll do that obviously on the opposite side. So this time I'm gonna take my right foot, placing it in the center of the mat. My left foot is gonna come back. And again, if you wanna lift up all 10 toes, drop them back down. Us getting even more grounded here. And finding our balance and either placing your hands on your hips or placing them up into the T position, sending your gaze forward. And we're gonna exhale into our warrior two position. And we can, inhale, straighten, exhale back down, inhale straight, or your knee can remain bent the whole time. Again, it's whatever's in your practice. Bend into that one more time. And then again, either taking your strap behind your back or just grabbing both hands. And then we're going to inhale. And on that exhale, just start to slowly hinge at the waist, coming forward into your peaceful warrior position. And just spending a few breaths here. And when you're ready, coming back up, maybe straightening out that front leg if you need to. And then we'll bend back into that front leg, taking our other arm this time and resting that elbow either on the knee or on a block right here. And then we're gonna lift up that back arm, sending it up and over for our extended side angle. I don't know if I said what this pose was last time, but and this is our extended side angle. And when you're ready, bringing everything back down and up, straightening out that front leg, coming to the top of your mat and just shaking it out for a second. And from here, we're gonna actually go back down to the ground. And we're gonna try out camel pose. Camel pose is not my favorite pose, but we're gonna do it anyway. So I would recommend, for me personally, I need 2 blocks and I only got 1 block, so it's gonna be interesting, but, so I would recommend putting your blocks next to your feet back here. I tried doing it on the inside and that didn't really work very well, so maybe placing them on the outside, just next to your feet. And we're gonna start by just doing one side at a time. And then again, even if you don't want to do both sides at one time, you can just keep doing one arm at a time. So we are on our knees here and maybe bringing the legs as close together as it's comfortable. Adjust my block. And so I'm going to start with my left side. And I'm just going to take my left hand and reaching towards the ankle. You don't have to grab your ankle. And then just either resting it on the block, on your ankle. And then maybe staying here if you'd like, or you can lift up that other arm. Just doing like a little mini back bend here. It's kind of a heart opener. And just taking a breath here. And inhaling, coming back up. And of course, we'll do that on the other side. I'm just moving my block over to this side. And we'll inhale. And on the exhale, just start to slowly reach towards that ankle or towards that block. And either staying there, or if you want a little more, you can lift up that other arm and go into like a little mini back bend. And just breathing here. And inhaling everything back up. And then this is when we can try. Ooh, you know what? I just thought about this too. If you have like a bolster or a pillow, you can put it on the backs of your legs. I forgot about that. I've seen people do that before. So that's what I'm gonna do. And again, you don't have to do both hands at a time. You can even take your strap again and grab onto your strap and then just kind of like lean back into a little back bend. And that can be your camel pose. Because again, you're still getting the same feeling. You're still doing a heart opener, you're bringing those shoulder blades together. And so however that may look for you, that's totally fine because you're still practicing yoga. So we will inhale. And on the exhale, just start to slowly, either one arm at a time or both, bringing your hands down, opening that chest, and just breathing here. And then, whew, that's a little intense. That one, even earlier, whenever I did it, I was bringing some heat for sure. I'm gonna do it one more time. Just gonna inhale and then exhale here. Ooh. And then coming back up. And when you're ready, we are from here. I think we're actually going to go to our backs. So having a block here, or a pillow or bolster, or even a book that's about the size of a yoga block. And we're going to do a supported fish pose. So I'll just turn around this way and show you guys. You want to take that block, and it can either be like, if you want to be brave it can be facing this way. Or if you want to lay it down flat, it can be like this. And you just want to, hold it up underneath your shoulder blades. And that's where the top of the block would sit. And then, also having something to put underneath your neck. So once you have figured out where it's gonna be, you can just place it down. And then we'll start to slowly lay back over our blocks. I don't want it's way too far down. So I don't have anything put under my head, but I'm gonna use this. There we go. So your hands can either be at your sides, or you can bring one hand to your heart, one to your belly. If your hands are out at the sides, they can either be facing up to receive, or you can place them down to receive more grounding energy. Or one hand can be facing up and one hand could be down. So if you want both. And we're just gonna take a few breaths here in our supported fish pose. It's another, heart opener. All right, and when you are ready, we'll go ahead and just slowly roll over, just to go ahead and remove those blocks or whatever we have underneath us for our supported fish pose. And we are going to just do a couple of hip stretches here. So I'm gonna take my left, your knees will be bent, feet bottoms on the floor. And I'm gonna take my left ankle, placing it over my right knee. And you can either stay here if that's enough for you, or if you want a little bit more, we'll start to slowly drop that right leg towards the ground, bringing our left leg across us. And you can, your left foot does not have to come all the way over to touch the ground. You could place a block underneath that foot if you would like. This stretches out our whole IT band that runs from our lower back into our hips and down our leg. And again, your hands can be at your sides, and they can be either facing down to ground, up to receive, or both at the same time. I think I'm gonna do both. And your head can, you can either have it facing up, or you would want it to face the opposite way of your legs. Just taking one more breath here. And inhaling everything back up, uncrossing those legs, and then of course doing it on the opposite side. So taking my right leg now, placing it over my left knee, and either staying here if this is enough, or if you're wanting a little more, start to slowly drop that left leg over towards the ground. Right leg comes across our bodies. Heads can either remain facing the ceiling, or we can drop our head over to the opposite side of where our legs are going. And just taking 2 breaths here. And when you're ready, bringing everything back up. And just go ahead and windshield wiper out your legs here just a few times on each side. And so for our Savasana and our last pose, we were going to do feet up the wall. So if you have a wall nearby, great. If not, you can use a chair. If not, you can, if you feel like holding your legs up in the air, like this, you can. Just know you might be there for a couple minutes. Or, your legs can just remain bent and, I was gonna say they could either remain like up the wall, or you can, bend, bring feet bottoms together and, bending out both of your legs, kind of into our butterfly pose. And, so I'm not gonna go get by the wall right now. I'm just gonna do my butterfly pose, or supine butterfly pose actually, which just means laying down butterfly. So you can also take your blocks and place it underneath your legs if you're in that butterfly position. Or earlier today, whenever we were on the wall, we all had our legs up like this. And then whenever it came time to do butterfly, we just brought our feet bottoms together and the wall just kind of supported us. So you can either do that or said blocks can be underneath your legs here. And I'm actually going to read some affirmations. It's kind of like a long, like paragraph, but it's like affirmations for this super full moon in Taurus. And I just thought that it was so beautiful. I even like meditated doing it last night. So let me grab my phone really quick. I know I need my phone for something. So we're in your Savasana position. And so I'm just pulling that up on my phone. You can either, while you're in this position, again, your hand can be over your heart, one can be over the belly, or you can have them out to the sides. And you can either say these out loud, or you can just say them along with me in your head. And before we begin, we'll just take one big deep breath together. I honor this super full moon as a turning point. I gently release all that weighs down my spirit, old patterns, past attachments, unspoken burdens. I call back my energy from every place it doesn't belong. I create space for peace, clarity, and new beginnings. What is no longer aligned will naturally fall away. What is meant for me will feel light, true, and peaceful. I release resentment. I release shame. I release fear. I embrace the version of me that chooses balance, healing, and wholeness. Under the glow of this super full moon, I step into harmony within myself, my relationships, and my future. I am free. I am restored. I am becoming, and I'm ready. And we'll seal that with one more big inhale and exhale. And either staying here as long as you like, or if you're ready, you can, bring your legs back down or just start sitting back up into that comfortable seated pose. And I always like to end my classes this way. And so I'm going to stick with it. Once you are in your comfortable seated pose, we are going to inhale, bringing our arms out. And on the exhale, we're going to cross them, grabbing opposite shoulders, giving ourselves a hug here and patting ourselves on the back for showing up. Or showing up for ourselves here. And when you're done, we're going to inhale, opening, then back up. And we're going to exhale, just this time bringing opposite arm on top. And this is the hug that we send out into the collective, because I believe that everybody could use a hug right now. And when you're ready, you can release. And if you feel led to, you can bring your hands to heart and we bow to our practice.